Hey guys, welcome back to Empress Leah Speak, where I empower, uplift, and motivate you to be the best version of yourself. Today's topic is choosing those that choose you and how to love yourself and put yourself first. I realize that we often find being alone or being by ourselves boring, or we call that being lonely. It's not really looked at as a healthy thing or looked at as something positive. I believe last week or earlier in the week, I woke up maybe 4 or 5 in the morning, and I texted one of my close friends who, I love dearly. Wake up, I need to talk to you, or wake up, I need somebody to talk to. It was wake up, I need someone to talk to. And when we did speak a couple of hours later, he's like, oh, why were you so lonely at 5 in the morning? And I'm like, who said I was so lonely? Like, I just wanted to talk to somebody. But that's just an example. A lot of time, people misinterpret being by yourself as being lonely, or wanting. A lot of people say, I'm bored, or I'm alone, or I'd rather have company than to be bored and alone. But for me, myself, I'd rather be alone and in my own company, space, energy, all of that good stuff, than to be in bad company, than to be in company that doesn't have any good intentions for me, to be around negative people with bad energy, phony people that doesn't have any good intentions, that are planning and plotting on my downfall. And a lot of the time we don't realize who these people are until their true colors start to show. So self-love for me means loving yourself, of course, but also finding yourself. A lot of people don't truly know themselves because they don't truly spend time by themselves to discover who they are and to actually love themselves. J. Cole, which is one of my favorite artists, said it the best: love yourself, girl, or nobody will. And that's very true, because a lot of time we think so highly of ourselves. Of course, the majority of us think so highly of ourselves and have so much good things and positive things to say about ourselves, but also don't talk on the negative or bad things. But those that truly love themselves and are real with themselves, accept themselves 100% for who they are, they talk about the good and the bad, and they accept themselves for even the dirty things that they have done in the past, the dirty thoughts they have done or have thought of. So it's like, loving yourself is just not the beauty. It's the beauty and the beast. Changing yourself for the better, recognizing your downfalls, spending time with yourself to connect as far as with your higher self. And those who are into spirituality would know what I'm referring to. So I enjoy spending time alone. Again, because I'd rather be alone in my own sanity and peace than to be in bad company, or to be with someone that don't really have true intentions or the best intentions for me. Because I know that I'm a genuine person. I know that I'm giving and truly loving. I'm a trusting person. A lot of people can trust me, and I'm such a good person that I've learned to kind of restrict myself from people and energies that don't deserve me or aren't deserving of my love, my attention, my anything that I give off is a blessing. So for those that aren't deserving of that, it has came to light, and I feel now reserving myself or restricting myself, my energy, and pulling back is very much so needed. So I only give to those that are deserving, and those that I feel like have my best interest. So with that being said, as far as self-love, sorry, I'm out here with the bugs. So as far as self-love, you know, I always, well, I'm not going to say always. I'm going to go back. I'm going to have a little story time with you guys when I discovered how to learn to love myself and why being in my own company was probably the best at this time. So let's go back to maybe 2015. I was living in Orlando, Florida, which is where I'm from. And at the time I was doing promotion for a club. So a lot of the time, you know, we were in a group with different people, boys and girls, and we were going out to club, going out to events, promoting online and social media. You guys know how that goes. So within my group, or my promotion group, club promo group, it was one of the girls that I just wasn't too keen on. Like, I just did not like her and she didn't like me either. But push come to shove, I slowly started to remove myself from the promo group. And one of my closest friends, one of my best friends actually, that I grew up with, known her since 3rd grade, she knew of the girl that I disliked from the promo group. So one night, you know, the city is hanging out, or they have some kind of kickback or whatever. And me and my best friend, of course, we've always went to events together, club events, especially during this time, during these years, we would always go to events together. So, you know, when you see her, you see me, and it was kind of one of those things. But this particular night, and during this time, I was going through so much, you know, from 2015 to 2016, like that whole year, it was just about growth and, you know, learning about people, who I involved myself with. So that whole year was just a learning experience itself. But to say the least, what I learned during that time frame was that being alone is way better than being out there hanging out in bad company and being with people that you think are down for you, being around people that you don't really know, you know. So I decided, my friend girl decided to go hang out at the event that they were having, and I decided to stay back. I had actually just moved back into my mom's home. So I was just kind of trying to work on myself, trying to get myself together, because I was doing a lot as far as club promo, always hanging out. My friend decided to go hang out, and she wound up clicking up with the girl that I didn't like from the promo group. One night, you know, that I just decided not to go hang out with them, or not to join her in this kickback or party or whatever. You know, that one night she decides to hang out with the enemy. So once I learned that, I just kind of was like, dang, you know, you my best friend, you know. It takes one night for us to be separate, for me to know that you switch up and you switch sides. Now, don't get it wrong, I've known her since the 3rd grade, so I still loved her. She was still my best friend, but she was just also one of the people that I just kind of questioned. You know, she had a question mark on her at this point, because it's like, you know, if it only takes one night for me not to be in your presence, for me not to be around you, for us not to hang out together, and it's so easy for you to switch sides like that, it just showed me her true, or not even gonna say true, it just showed me the type of person that she is, you know, how real she is and how loyal she is to me. And just to kind of make a long story short, that same enemy that she switched sides and switched on me with, wind up robbing her for about, I don't know, $25,000 or something, $50,000. I'm not for sure, I don't want to lie, but just goes to show you don't know people's true intentions. The enemy, the girl that I disliked and disliked me, clearly had a plan, clearly plotted on my best friend, because my best friend lived in luxury. She was taken care of by her boyfriend, her old man. So she didn't even have to work. Her bills were paid, and she was living a very sweet life at what, 22, 23. So to say the least, she got plotted on and she got robbed, all because she switched up and she switched sides. But what that taught me was, why sit around and be in other people's company? My friend knew of my enemies just like I knew of her enemies. And at the time, I was young, so I'm thinking, dang, it's you switching up, you switching sides, what have you. But I also, kept the love there, and I also looked at it in a way to where's my lesson in this? And that's why it's always good to look at the bigger picture. Have an open mind. Don't be so narrow-minded. Try to broaden out your mind and the way you think. Try to look at things from different perspectives, different people's point of views, even if you have to take off your shoes and put your feet in their shoes, that's just to kind of get a feel of how they feel or what they think. Because it not only, allows you to see things from different point of views, but it allows you to take the lesson from out of the situation. And it's not always just about that person learning their lesson, because a situation is and a lesson is learned on both parties, whether it's good or bad. So what I've learned from the situation is peace, and being alone is way better than being out there in the streets, being surrounded by people that are negative, that plots on you, that doesn't wish you any well. All of those negative type of things. So that's what I've learned from it. And even from then, because I'm not going to say, I've learned that and, I've just always been to myself and, reserving of my energy. No, it took other lessons. It took other cycles for me to go through, or that I had to go through, to really open my eyes and for me to realize that self-love is really the best love. Sometimes we, again, enjoy to be, we like to be in other people's company. When we go get our nails done, sometimes we say, or we call up our homegirl, hey, do you want to go get your nails done with me? Instead of going by ourselves, treating ourselves, having that peace of mind, thinking whatever it is that we want to think, feeling however we want to feel, even just releasing any, negative thoughts, any stress from a long work day, family stress. Instead of always gossiping to your friend girls, I want to be around other people, learn to be alone and express yourself in your own company, to show emotion to yourself and your situation alone, instead of doing it around somebody else or being around people or letting people, I'm not even going to say letting people see how you react to certain situations, but I mean necessarily, yes, that is what I'm saying, because you never know how people really feel about, you and what you're going through. We run to people and we tell people these type of things and what we're going through, not even thinking of what they could possibly think, or not even thinking of, the things that they're probably projecting onto us negatively. And I know I'm not the only person, but I know there's been times where I, vent to friends about certain situations, and they're just like, well, what do you think is going to happen, or what you thought? And when people say things like that, or when people have said things like that to me, it just further lets me know not to express myself to them, to wear my own burdens, and to show emotion, empathy, support to myself, because it's possible. I'm definitely one of the type of people, I stand in the mirror sometimes when I'm crying, or when I'm having a hard day, or I'm having a hard time getting over someone or somebody, and I uplift and encourage myself, because some of the things that you can say to yourself and about yourself, a lot of people can't say that to you, because they don't know you just as good as you know yourself. They don't love you just as much as you love yourself. So I say that to say this: spend time alone. Learn who you really are. Learn your strength, your weaknesses, your advantages. things that make you happy, things that make you sad. You know, go out and just try things just for the heck of it, you know, as long as you're not putting your life at risk. Go out and try and do some things, you know, even if you have to do it alone, because that's another thing. We always try to look for people to do things with without experiencing it on our own. You know, we always have to have company or to be in somebody's company. You can still enjoy that restaurant, that meal alone. You can enjoy that walk in the park alone, just as much as you would enjoy it with somebody else. As far as choosing those that choose you, we often find ourselves choosing people that don't choose us. We choose people that neglect us. People that ignore us, that choose other people over us. We choose people that only call us when they need us. Why do we choose people that don't choose us? I think it's for a lot of people that's been abused. I think it comes from a traumatic, abusive state when you're so used to being used and abused. You're so used to taking that kind of treatment. It's normal, you know? So when you've been through trauma after trauma, abuse, physically, emotionally, it's so easy to take the abandonance, to take the neglect, it's so used to take you, it's so normal for you to take that in because you're so used to that. But I want you to start and at any point or any time, whenever you feel the energy, the courage to just stop, just cut it off. Stop allowing people to come in whenever they want, to choose others while you're choosing them, to put money, energy, love into others knowing they don't mean any good, than to the one that means good, the one that actually shows support, love, that actually gives the money and invest in the intention, whatever it is that you need. Start choosing those that choose you. We look at people that choose us as, they corny, they whack, they too old, they too young, I don't like the way they dress. And that's just excuses as far as what you're not used to. Because again, for those that are so used to being abused, mistreated, and used up, thrown away to the side, are used to certain type of treatment, certain type of people. So when good people come into their lives and try to choose them and do good for them, they're like, what? Why? Because they see the good in you. Because they see the light in you. They love you. They want you to be better, to do better, and to choose better. Choose people that choose you. We choose people that have already shown their true colors, but we still want to give them chance after chance after chance after chance after chance until you're what? All washed up, dried out, thrown to the side like a used up rag. Yeah, that's what we do. And I do it too. I do it all the time. And that's why I'm preaching and letting you guys know to choose people that choose you. Because I'm still in the works of choosing people that choose me. Sometimes I have to pull back my energy because I love somebody so much and I just want to be with them and I just want to, see the beauty. And because one thing about me is sometimes I have a hard time accepting the ugly truth. A lot of the time I put expectations on people and things without realizing that they might fail me, and and my expectations may be too high. Even after they have failed me, I still have these expectations for people. And I know I'm not the only one. It's people out here that place expectations on people that have already let them down. Stop choosing them. It's time to move on and choose somebody else that doesn't let you down, that's always there for you, that's always going to show love and support, whether you guys are on good terms or bad terms. Choose people that choose you, that help you when you are down, that are one phone call away. I know we all have a life. You get what I'm saying? So I know people aren't just always going to be there at the drop of a dime, but people that make time for you, that don't, push you to the side, ignore you, and, throw you to the side and pick you up when they want to play with you, because it gets draining. It gets to the point where you start to feel, why am I even doing this? Why am I even putting in energy and effort into this? What's the purpose of this? And don't get me wrong, I do feel like if you're not able to be used, then you're useless. If you're not able to be used, you're useless. Meaning, if someone cannot use your service, your product, cannot use you for help or anything, then you're useless. I believe we're all meant to be used in some way, some shape, or somehow. So don't get me wrong. I feel like we all are meant to be used, but we're not meant to be used and abused and mistreated. We can be used and be used with care, love, and light. Just because we're being used doesn't mean it has to be something negative. We can be used and being used as something positive. I am being used as an influencer for the youth. So I'm looking at it as something positive. So choose those that choose you. Stop wasting time and energy on people that have already shown you their true colors, that have already picked other people over you, that have already, betrayed you, tried to throw dirt on your name. Stop choosing those people. Stop taking up for those people. And choose those and invest in those that invest in you. Even if it's not material wise or financially being invested, you can invest in people with your time, with your love, with your attention. It's other ways to invest in people other than financially and materialistically. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you all for listening. If you like today's video, please like, share, and comment.